Hello, this is Sidemind. In today's video, we're going over the Quickbuilder on D&D Beyond. We'll just be giving it a try and sharing my thoughts on it as we go through. So if you don't know, the Quickbuilder is just this way of creating a first level character very quickly, based on the recommended stuff in the PHP and basic rules. So let's just get to it. Create a character. There we go. And this is the new thing. It's not entirely new. They had a version of this before, but it was kind of very unloved and clunky. So we'll just go through this one. Okay. So we got something very fancy here. Locked out. Class, species, portrait, names. Okay. This one's in red, so I'll do this one first. Okay. There's some neat little graphics and stuff here. Learn more. What does that do? Does made for name magic. How it feels to play. Abilities. Equipment. For iconic gear. What type of sorcerer? And what type of sorcerer will you be? We got. I think it's giving me access to all the stuff that I have access to. Not all of them, but some of them. So I think it's based on what you have access to, not just. It's not just what's in the basic rules, for example. That's kind of neat. Let's go back and take a look. What does it say about the rogue? Feels play. Thanks. Yeah. Looks pretty good. These are things that are looking good. I'm not going to go through all of them because, I already know about all of them. And you can do this yourself. I do like that they got here rule set. The 5.5 edition, which is the 2024 updated rule set. You also select the 5th edition, which is the 2014 version of the rule set. If I go back to yeah, so it is going to be based off of the rule set you choose, so that's pretty good. Back to 505. Publisher, official, partners, all. So partner would be things like critical role. Jesus, what happened to my brain then? Yes, we got Blood Hunter as a class. Cool. Also to official and 5.5e. Complexity is a weird one. Let's see, low complexity, fighter, yep. The most basic and easiest one to play. Rogue, pretty simple. Average barbarian, I can see that. They're a little bit more complicated than fighters are. Cleric, I can understand that. Paladins, rangers. I don't know why this is here. Wizards, of all the classes people have complained about to me the most, being most difficult to understand and get used to, is the wizard. Because it's a full spellcaster but doesn't follow the same rules as known types like sorcerers and bards, or prepared types like clerics and druids. It's its own thing, which is a mix of the two. It is the most confusing of them. So I would actually say that should be at high complexity compared to the others. Bard. I do agree that Bard should be high because you need to know about how to use your bardic inspiration plus your spell casting. and all the other features that they have, plus the different things they can do with their subclasses. So I agree with that. Druids I understand because they're more complicated than normal spellcasters due to wild shape, primarily. Monks, yeah, that makes sense because of the key stuff. Sorcerers I don't understand because sorcerers are pretty easy. I suppose it's the meta magic, but meta magic isn't that complicated. Bit of stuff. Warlock I understand. Warlock have a lot of. They're a full spellcaster, but they also don't class as one. They also have a lot of different features that are very different things you get in the others. So I can understand that one. So I do think though that wizards should be in this list and sorcerers should be average. Personally, sorcerer is definitely a lot easier to do than a wizard. But okay. But anyway, I don't know what to pick. We'll pick. I'll go wizard. I do like my nice wizards. What does it say? Learn more. Spellcasting, rituals, skin recovery. And yeah, seems good. I'll select it from here. That's selected. Now species. Asthma, Dragonborn, Dwarf, all the usuals. I don't know, pick. You know what? I'm gonna go with Asthma because the woman image for the wizard looks cool. So I think I know she's an Asthma, so I'll pick ASMR, ASMR, however I pronounce. Background. Let me get the backgrounds here. Details in new pages. So this is going to open a different page. It gives you all the details here. That's fine. So in this case, we'll go with the classic. You know, although it chooses like it gives you a feat, the magic initiative feat for the wizard. I can see it's gonna go with the recommended spells for the feat and your spell book, which the player's handbook does have. Let's go create character, but I can choose. Let's see. Session names. These are weird names. I don't even know how to pronounce half of these. Are these ASMR names? I thought ASMR were mostly just like humans, but with angel traits. These are some weird ones. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know. Choose portrait. ASMR. Yep. Save. Gives you the option to upload your own as well, so that's always good. Create character. Wait for it to load. Okay. So let's have a look. Features and traits. Background. Let's went to the +2/+1, so it's +1 wisdom, probably. And +2 intelligence score, because otherwise that wouldn't have been in the 17. So I think they went with standard array. In this case, chose +2/+1, recommending +2 to intelligence, +1 to wisdom. If you go with standard array, I can understand why they went with this. it's kind of weird now. In the previous edition, in the fifth edition, um, there's no point in starting off with uneven numbers because it was most likely easier to get an ability score increase at fourth level, to bump up your main stat by one, was usually the most beneficial. Whereas with the 5.5 edition, most feats now have a +1 to ability score increase. It's actually works out better to take the +1 with extra features than the +2. So yeah, I can understand those scores. I can understand them. Like, I know this is +1 dex, it's this thing, but that would actually be a 14 with mage armor, which I am assuming that they would have prepared. Let's see what spells. We got a thing there. We got 2 from. It's not taking into account your racial spells, so that's a bit of a flaw. Man illusion. That's always a good choice. So it's a good choice of things there. Personally, I wouldn't take 2 attack cantrips. If I were going to have 2 different ways of doing damage, I would have one that is an attack type and one that's a save type. But anyway, mage armor, yeah, magic missile, that's good choices. Find familiar for magic initiate seems weird. You should take that as a ritual. There's no reason why you should ever take. So it's making some very, very weird choices for a wizard. Anyway, I wouldn't take. There's no reason why you would take. If you're a wizard, you would take Find Familiar as a normal spell. You would use Magic Initiate to take something like Mage Armor, so you can cast it once for free every day, which you're going to want to. You can go entire days without ever having to cast Find Familiar, and if you can cast as a ritual, you don't need that extra one per day, once per day. The only other thing I would ever consider for a Magic Initiate wizard would be Detect Magic. Having that one free cast can be useful. But again, there are some weird choices for spells here. So if I was a DM, you totally make a quick build character, but your choices here are just really, really weird. But it's all playable. Like, yeah, it'll work. It'll function fine. It's wasted the Magic Initiate feat, but you know, well. Obviously, this will be something just as a quick start. It is very playable. A bit weird, but it is. It is what it is. That's all it is. Quick first level character. The stats are okay. Spell choices may need some work, especially if they got racial spells. Do be careful, because obviously that's just weird. But it's a good starting point. Like, I don't think I would use this tool straight away. I would have to edit something, because that just doesn't sit right with me. So this would definitely be do a quick build, create a starting character, have a quick look over stuff like this, and then change it, because yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's everything. Let me know what you think about the Quickbuilder.